internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now, introducing your host with a combined weight of none of your business, it's Metal Geek and Joe Panther III, the Dudes at Ringside podcast.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to episode 80 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther III, and now introducing my partner in crime on this trip around the world through the solar system on top of Metal Mountain. He's the happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, Joe? What's going on, everybody? What's going on?
Not too much. Once again, like everybody, if you have friends that you know that are having problems, please reach out to them and speak to them, because mental health is a really rough thing. And that day yesterday we had losing Tiff, our fellow wrestler in the community. Just reach out to your friends and talk to them. Now back to the podcast. Let's give a warm, this rising star of the independent scene. Hey, Sam, let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Riley Matthews.
Hi.
What's going on? Welcome to the
What's
podcast.
up?
What's up?
I'm so excited.
Yes, awesome. This is gonna be fun. So, if our fans are not familiar with you, and why would they not be? Introduce yourself.
So I am Riley Matthews. As I said, I'm very, very, very new on the independent wrestling scene. I'm only about like 5 months in, but I've had probably 6 matches now. And you could check out all my stuff on my social medias. I post some of my matches there, not all of them, and I post pictures. So if you want to get familiar, yep, there it is. You can follow me there, and I'll keep you guys updated and just follow my journey and see where it takes me.
We know you're gonna go far, because I've watched some of your stuff on the on your social media. You have a future. So who trained you?
Roger Ruffin. He's been doing this stuff for like 20 something years. He runs the NWF, and that's been around for quite some time, probably longer than I've been born. He's an amazing trainer. He always gives the best advice, the best feedback, and he nicks every little thing, which helps me a lot personally. And it's why I'm kind of developing so fast as a wrestler, because I'm being trained by one of the best.
What was your first match like in front of a crowd?
Oh my gosh, literally, I was so nervous right before I was going out. And I remember talking to Wildcat Chris Harris, if you're familiar with him from past.
Yeah, definitely.
I was talking with him, and he was like, you just need to go out there, be yourself, and kill it. And as soon as my music hit, I was like, this is it. And I went out there and I saw that crowd, and like all my nervousness just like went out the door. And I was like, yep, this is what I love. Oh my gosh, this is freaking amazing. And then that bell rang, and from bell to bell, I was just all smiles. And even when I was getting beat up, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I love it. Like, all the hard work really does pay off. And like, as soon as I won my match, I just went over to my dad and I hugged him. And like, it was like one of the best things in the entire world.
It's always good, because like, we're fans, and me and Geek went to a wrestling show. What was it now? Like last month, Geek?
Yeah, last month, July 17th.
Last month, and it was our first show being together for 2 years now?
It might have been since WrestleMania 35.
Since WrestleMania 35. And to hear that crowd like scream, cheer as one, we were like, whoa, this is really happening. And we were like, we were tight with this promotion, and the wrestlers at the end of the show were high-fiving us, hugging us, saying thank you for coming. We've never had that interaction with wrestling. Like, we've always been on the opposite side of the barricade, ringside, of course. Yeah. And like, just to have them actually interact with us, like hanging out, shooting the shit and just talking to us, it's a different weird world for me and Geek. Yeah. But like, just to feel the crowd like get excited and boo, and like be able to be together at the same time instead of like this on a screen, it was even cooler to actually be near wrestlers and do some interviews with them. But yeah, it's cool. So what would you consider your wrestling style to be?
That's kind of what I'm discovering right now, as I'm kind of having more matches and seeing what I can do and what I can't do, because my size, I'm probably the smallest of all the girls that I train with. So obviously I'm not going to do these big girl moves like body slams and stuff like that. So I kind of have to work around that and see what works for me personally. But like right now I'm doing a lot of like, I wouldn't consider it lucha, but like I'm kind of like doing what the smaller guys do. So like the flips and the kicks and stuff like that. Because that's like the only thing that would relatively work for my size as compared to the other girls. But that's kind of what I also do in training too. I kind of figure out things that work for me. Like I think the other day I actually learned how to do a Rana, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect for me because I'm little, so I can do it and make it look good. So it's kind of like all over the place right now. But I'm kind of more on like leaning towards the lucha side a little bit.
There's a female wrestler you should definitely like look up on Instagram. Her name is Charisma.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like talk to her about doing the lucha stuff because she's a luchador. She's been on our podcast.
Oh,
She's a
sweet.
sweetheart. I mean,
Super
we
nice.
had her on a podcast. Geek could tell you, every single day she made a video about coming on the show.
Oh.
Every single day, because we all know you guys are busy training and doing the fun stuff that we wish we could do in our lifetime. But hey, James Axel, fellow friend of the podcast, James Axel.
Hi.
He's a former YouTuber also. He did a lot of YouTube videos.
I still think he does YouTube video.
He's lying to us. He still does YouTube. He's lying to us. He's like, I don't do YouTube. He's like, I make YouTube.
He does YouTube and he does Twitch. So
I could see him doing this, like doing the James video, like, guys, I don't do YouTube anymore. And then he goes, as the video camera's on the side, I really make YouTube. Yeah. When I worked with him, he was always making little short videos and posting them on the internet. Like I worked at the door with him. I was a greeter, and he would be like, "It's Joe the greeter. Want to say hi, Joe?" And I'm just like, that was the type of that's the type of YouTuber James was. He was like that random. He would say something to you, and then he would close up on his face, going like that. All right, next question. Yeah. James.
So do you have any stories from training working with Wildcat Chris Harris, or that you know?
I'm trying to think. He's actually gotten in the ring with me maybe like 2 or 3 times during training, and it's just going over the basic stuff because it's just like going over like hip tosses, arm drags, like stuff like that. Like they're not big moves, but like it's stuff that it looks good if you really know how to do it. So he'll get in there with me and he'll be like, oh, this is what you're doing right, this is what you're doing wrong. And he'll message me if he can't make it to a show. He'll message me personally. He's like, go kill a girl, this is what you've been working for. So like he's been a great mentor. It's kind of nice because sometimes we'll all like go over to his house if there's a big pay-per-view, and he has like all of his Impact stuff on the wall from his Impact days, and it's like so cool to look at, and like it's so cool to hear all the stories from when he was an Impact. But he's been very, very good at like helping me personally.
He also had a short run in WWE also.
Yes, he did. He actually brought 2 shirts home with him, and he like showed us. He has like this Mr. Perfect shirt and like this Chris Jericho shirt, and it's like so cool. And I don't know why I think it's fascinating, but I think it's really cool.
Because Mr. Perfect is like, to me, I as a kid, everybody hated Mr. Perfect, but then eventually I was just like,
He does
wow.
a good job.
I hated him in the beginning. I hated him when he faced Brett, but then eventually I warmed up to him and I went to a show. My uncle was shocked because, the merch stand at WWF has all the fun old WWF stuff. And I'm like, the guy's like, what do you want? And I'm like, want that, Unc. And he's like, which one? The guy's like, do you want the Mr. Perfect poster? And I'm like, why not? It's like him like this and his hands up.
Perfect.
He was doing the perfect pose, and half of him was him and the other half was a statue.
Yeah,
I was like,
That's kind of like you and me, basically, because Kurt Angle used to be my favorite wrestler. Joe used to hate Kurt Angle back in the
Oh,
day.
I hate him. I used to hate him. Like, oh,
Because he was he had that heel persona that he was better than everyone because he was an Olympic wrestler. And he was just so good at it. Joe was like, Lance, how do you like this guy? I'm like, he's a good wrestler. That's why. But,
Yep. Yep.
Axelmania is running wild over here.
Yep and yep. Always. He has the funniest promo on our thing. It looks like something you see like on a set.
I could play it.
Well, let's show her. She's gonna laugh.
I think I have it on the dashboard.
Yeah, it's funny. He sounds like a celebrity that's like mad at his agent. You'll have to see him. That's all I'm gonna say. It's funny as hell. It's funny.
If I could cue it up, I gotta find it.
He made it like how we're talking, and he's like, "Cool on, guys, we're right back. I'm gonna make a promo." And we're like, it's gonna be one of these stupid like, "Hey guys, my name's James Axel."
Do I have it? I think I still have it.
And I was just like, it's gonna be bad. And then he sent it to us, and I'm just like, this is great.
Everybody, I think everybody uses that promo now.
Yeah, the heels all. So when you're done with this, if you want to make your regular promo and make the 100th anniversary one too, if you have time, because you have your show tonight, don't you?
Not tonight, actually. We have the weekend off, thank God.
Oh,
Joe, I found it. So if you want me to cue it,
there we go. Let's play this and action, guys.
Personally, I don't want to do it because they didn't pay me. So, and I don't do charity. But, Joe's a good friend of mine. We go way back. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my 3 kids. And my ex-wife. But we won't talk about it. Anyways, hey, what's up, creatures? James Axel here. You're watching Dudes at Ringside with the Metal Geek and Joe with the Panther Jr. And, stick around. You don't know what you could be in store for. Check it.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
I like how he was just so casual about it too. Like, yeah.
Every wrestler, after they've seen that promo, they're like, I think I'm going to use that now.
But it's like
So
funny.
casual, like.
Yeah. Are you using your phone or a laptop for this?
My phone.
Okay, we had the guests do this last time, and they totally did it, and then their phone started dying, and it started glitching. I was going to say, if you wanted to screenshot this, we could, Lance, make sure your eyes are open. We want to screenshot this, and you could post a clip on your Instagram showing that you're, if you want to, Geek, smile.
Wait, hold on.
Did it go?
Yeah.
Okay. yeah.
Oh.
So right now, we're gonna let you take the stage. If you have any rivalries that you're in right now, call them out.
Ooh. Let's address this championship match I just had against someone who you had on the podcast, Selena Dean. So it didn't go as planned. I thought I was gonna walk away with the title that I worked so hard to get, but Selena had to have her little partner. I don't even know if you consider it her partner anymore because, they have a little reality TV drama going on, whatever. But anyways, her partner jumped in the ring, hit me with the belt, which caused them to get disqualified, which means she retained her title. So, if Ella wasn't there, I would be on here right now holding that title with me. But no. And if you ask me, I think I deserve a rematch. Do you agree?
100%. We'd be popping the bubbly right now, eating like hummus with carrots and potato chips right now, and eating pizzas with our bubbly, celebrating.
Yeah, celebrating my title win.
Yes, we were even messaging and saying we're gonna have a big celebration, do the Chris Jack. We would have been popping the bubbly with the knife. Boop. My luck, I missed the bottle and hit my finger.
Yeah, but
I
you still start
fail.
chugging.
Yeah, chug. I'll pour it on there. Throw some dirt on it. So where like what's the name of the promotion you work for, wrestle for, so you could promote them out there?
It is called Northern Wrestling Federation. You can follow them on Instagram. It's NWF Wrestling. Or we also have another brand that's called Future Stars. So that's like, it's like the NXT of WWE, basically. I think their Instagram is Future Stars NWF, so you can also follow them there. I wrestle on both, so you'll see me on either one of those.
So, okay, I've been talking too much. Geek, you got
Yeah.
the next question.
Is there any countries you would love to visit, or
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
or states? Or states count too. So
I definitely want to wrestle in Japan. I feel like that's on the bucket list for a lot of wrestlers because Japan is just like a big wrestling country. I think that would be pretty cool. I would be grateful to wrestle anywhere, honestly, just because like I'm living my dream, but also traveling the world. Like, what more could you ask for? Like, I'm grateful for like the opportunities that I've gotten, and I'm like only 5 months in. So like I think it's pretty cool. And there has been talks of me going to Canada in February to wrestle, so I'm super excited about that too.
do you know what promotion yet, or you don't know yet, or it's a tour?
I'm not sure what it's called, but once I get more information, I'll definitely start promoting it.
All right, good.
Oh, you could always send us the poster. Ooh, well, if you get a poster, you could send us the poster through Instagram, and we'll plug the heck out of that. We're the fun. We're the as they say on Mean Girls, I'm the cool mom. We're the cool podcast that promotes stuff for you.
Yeah, you're the cool podcast. Yeah,
we're the cool podcast. Let you drink a beer.
You promote everything.
we're the cool uncle that goes opens the one beer. You hear Lance, it's for me, and we go, don't tell your mom. Don't tell your mom. But what? Don't tell your mom. Here, take the beer.
Or promote the podcast.
Yeah, Geek's the one that says, Joe, don't do that. You'll get in trouble. Don't tell you. As I say, the hummingbird just comes flying through the porch. I live in the woods, where I live in Pennsylvania, and
there was actually a joke earlier before the podcast where they were like, Joe sometimes sees bears in his backyard.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like, Joe, there's a bear behind you. Where's the bear?
I'd be. You said it wrong, Geek, because I'm the face of the podcast and Geek's the heel. So here we go. I'd be going on my Uncle Grandpa Joe rant, like, come on, kid, get on my knee. Like typical me ranting about whatever. And then I'll be ranting and talking with my hands and looking in the round. And Geek will be going, Geek, and you will be going, Joe, bear. Like, I know I'm a bear. Oh, I'm a sexy panther. That's what they say with the hairy chest. No, Joe, bear. I'm like, what bear? What are you talking about? There's no bear in the area behind you, huh? Ah! Drop the headset, run. Yeah, so my story about the bears that I mentioned to Geek before, where I live, there's bears, and me and Mom were sitting by the window eating dinner one day, and we're eating, and I said, so my mom's talking to me, and she says something. So I looked up, and there's a bear walking over like the small little fence we have that keeps the up and down stairs. Like casually just walking over the fence to walk on the porch. And I'm like, bah! My mom's like, what? Oh my God. Just two of them, one after the other, just casually walking over the fence. Like, it's like they own the house. Like they just bought the deed. Like, we live here now. I was like, these fucking bears. Like, ooh, we asked you like that, like the different places you want to wrestle. Have you ever thought about wrestling on the East Coast?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. 100%. I would be so stoked.
There's a promotion you should really look up when you're done talking to us on Instagram. They're called Victory Pro Wrestling. They're on Long Island. And they're
sweet.
good. They're really good. Very, very Victory
Chris
Pro.
Statlander came from there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Chris Statlander came from that promotion. MJF. Who else? MJF came from there. You ever hear of VSK or no? I think he's done some stuff with
Uh,
Impact.
I
he's
might
already-
if I see him.
He came from there.
There's their women's champion. Her name is Karen Bam Bam, and she's been having like matches, like open challenge matches. Hey, you never know. Come to New York if she's still a champion. You never know. You may pop out of the curtain
Might
with
have
your
to step up.
what's your theme song so I remember in future remembrance.
It's "Good for You" by Olivia Rodrigo.
See, now I know. I feel bad. I put some kind of like other song as your song, so I feel horrible now. My bad. I'm the DJ all the time. I'm the one that makes the videos all the time. It's like the posters and the little sound effects and the. Now I gotta
I
remember
kind of
that.
like the sound I picked because I'll be making my entrance. And like it's such a modern day song. So like I hear all the little kids singing it and it's just so fun because I started singing it with them. I'm like, yeah, like it's great.
So, if anybody wanted to pick up your like merch, because I just noticed your T-shirt, where can they find it?
I don't have a website yet. I'm kind of in the process of getting that put together. But I do have some that I feel like if I order more, I will kind of like post it on my Instagram. Like, hey, I have shirts. If you want one, I can mail one to you. So I think that's going to be my next go-to before a website. But
I
see
like
what
your
happens.
shirt. I'd rock that shirt here in
Dude,
Pennsylvania.
I designed this myself. Like I was like, hey, I need a t-shirt because we had like a big like summer sizzler for our promotion. I was like, I want merch. So I kind of literally just threw it together and threw it on a shirt and like here we are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
we
rock
sort-
that.
We
That's
sort
cool.
of have merch. We have
It's like prototypes. They're not like, we don't have a store. We just have my mom
Right.
went to a guy I know that makes shirts, and that's it. But the shirt on the other side of Metal Geek is a female wrestler from London, England. She sent us a T-shirt, both of us. Like we said,
That's
she's like,
amazing.
I'm like, you want a sticker? And she's like, I'll send you a T-shirt. And I send her the I don't know, would you like T-shirt for a sticker? But then now, me being the marketing guy with the computer and the videos and all the fun stuff, I saw where Alfie was going there with that. She thought two American boys wearing my T-shirt two guys from America wearing my T-shirt where I'm from England.
Smart.
She's a smart one. She's a sweetheart like Alfie. We haven't met her yet on the camera, but we felt bad. She's like, I have to cancel, and she's like, guys, like she said something. I forgot what she said. She said, "Come on, guys," and I immediately wrote back because we're both the mod, and I said, Alfie, we understand. It's okay. It's complete. Her promotion in England is called CPW. It's another
Okay.
promotion you
I'll
have to
check them
remember.
out.
Yes, and also in New York, there's the New York Wrestling Connection. It's another
Mhm.
promotion. They're another good one. That's a hidden gem in New York. There's quite a few promotions in New York that sometimes we don't get a chance to talk about, but there's one that's in upstate New York also. They're doing a show tonight.
NEW.
NEW. They're another good one. There's a lot of wrestlers from AEW there. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you have you watched any of our past podcasts or watch them on YouTube or listen to them?
I have not.
Hope you can check us out on YouTube. They stay on Twitch for a while and Facebook.
Yeah, Twitch gets rid of the videos after like 30 days or something like that. It's kind of annoying.
It is weird. It's like a reverse Snapchat. Like Snapchat's 5 seconds and then it's gone.
But Twitch is like
Oh, yeah,
30 days and then they
Yeah.
get rid of the videos. So
Yeah, it's like, eh.
That's so weird.
yeah.
But then you could also catch our episodes, like if you missed it, like this one, if your friends missed it because they were busy getting ready for school or doing something, you could tell them if they have anywhere they could find a podcast. He or she can go on YouTube tomorrow, Spotify, YouTube tomorrow, and just boop and watch.
Yeah.
Like your coach. You should tell him about us. We'd be happy to interview him.
Oh, he'd probably come on. He's not very tech savvy, but I could show him how to do it.
You can come on with him if you're at the school.
I remember when TNA first started.
Mm.
I used to love America's Most Wanted. They were such a great tag team.
Right.
You can't tell him was. He'll be like, was? We'll always be the
I'm like,
great.
was.
It was.
Take the beer bottles you hit.
Well, they're not together. Well, they're not together anymore.
They'll always be
No.
number one. That'll be the good guy. See, you guys are always be number one. You're still
Yeah.
number one.
James
How do you
Storm's
keep the
doing
guests happy? They're no-
James Storm's doing his own thing now.
Did
I know.
Did you get a chance to watch the pay per view, the NWA one for the all women's pay per view?
I didn't, but I had a lot of people suggesting that I watch it, so I'm gonna have to do that and study some of these girls and see what I gotta deal with in my future.
There's one that came on our podcast, and she's going places. Ashley Dembois. Have you watched it on AEW Dark yet?
No, but I feel like I should because I did see where she had a match. There was also another girl that I'm very familiar with. I forget her name. Blair
We had
Onyx. That's who it
Claire
was.
Onyx. Oh, yeah, I think that's we've had Ashley on our podcast. She was really cool. A few days ago we had Slamovich.
Yeah, Slamovich.
Slamovich.
Masha.
Masha Slamovich, which she was cool. She was cool. Wait, is there any food? What's your favorite food?
I do like a good steak every now and then. With some A1. Can't have it without A1.
Oh yeah.
Big fan of mac and cheese. Huge fan of some good chicken Alfredo. The best. What else do I like? A good pizza is really good too. And now I feel like I need to try some New York pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
See, if you ever come to
definitely.
New York, hit us up. You gotta
I'll
remind me.
eat some New York pizza.
Oh, you have to if you tell us like in a month or two in advance that you're coming to New York, I'll game plan it with my parents. I'll come stay at Geek's house. You message us, tell me I'm at Penn Station. Me and Geek will get on the train, meet you in Penn Station, and we'll get like the funnest pizza place in the city, and we'll just go there and hang out.
The best pizza place in New York actually went out just now. It was called Roses.
Oh.
Wait, went out of business?
Yeah, Roses is gone, dude. You didn't know that?
There's Geek. Here you go. Going the face on you. Going Grandpa Joe. We're talking about New York City. We're not talking about Milford, Pennsylvania, where there's 3 pizza places in a 50 feet residence, like 50 feet. We're talking about New York City, Geek. There's like so many pizza places that you can go to that'll be like, this is number one. There's one by the Brooklyn Bridge that has a line from the door around the block, like that bakery place in Hoboken. What's his name? Food King, whatever. Cake Boss. Have you ever heard of him?
The best pizza place on Long
Yes.
Island, I would have to say, is Little Vincent's. You ever hear of Little Vincent's, Joe, or no?
I never heard of them.
Little Vincent's
Never
is
know.
the best pizza, and even this pizza is so good, it's the best cold pizza ever.
See, can't do no cold pizza.
I'm
Some
telling you,
people
this is the best cold pizza ever. Little Vincent, and that's what they're known for. They're so good.
You know,
I mean, they're
some
good
people
fresh,
just
but
wake up. Some people, they'll just wake up. They'll have some leftover pizza from the night before. They open that box and start munching away. Literally makes me gag. Can you guys just wake up and eat pizza?
I had a friend that did that, Riley, when I was in college, and I used to give him the meanest, most looks I give to Geek when I'm really pissed at him or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
And it
just
wasn't
like,
even a
I
good-
can't eat anything for breakfast besides breakfast food. Like some people will
Yeah.
eat like leftover dinner for breakfast. I'm like, nope, can't do that.
Not today. I'm like, and it wasn't even a good pizza place. It wasn't like Central Pizza where I don't know if they're still open. Anywhere that's a
Central
good
Pizza's
pizza.
still open, Joe. It's still open.
It is. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Central Pizza or somewhere that's a good place in Long Island. It was like Papa John's pizza.
Ugh.
What?
And it wasn't even left in the refrigerator like a human being would do. He would leave it on top of the refrigerator. I'm like,
What?
There's so much dust and debris up there. What are you doing, dude?
and I'm like, dude, you're gonna open the box and watch a mouse like
Yeah, just stare at you like,
And that's a good slice of pizza.
yeah. Thanks for this pizza's really fuzzy. Like something out of a cartoon.
no.
Do you have any
Okay.
pets? Do you have any pets?
I do. So I have two different houses going right now. So in my one house, I have a dog and a turtle. In my other house, I have a cat and a guinea pig.
Uh-huh. What's
And,
the
I'll
turtle's
gotta.
name?
His name's Leo.
Leo. Oh,
He's
like the
like
Ninja
he's like
Turtles.
yeah, he's like this big. He's so little.
And what's the dog's name?
His name is Red because he's a
Re-
red-nosed pit bull.
I have a wiener dog named Dexter.
Oh,
He's
I love
Mr.
being a
Serious.
dog.
Like, he's a type of dog that is like, here we go. If he doesn't know you and you come running up to him, he's just like,
Yeah, he's like. Oh.
and he's like, yeah, not. He's like, he's short. He's a long wiener. He's a big boy.
But
And
he's like
yeah, he's low to the ground, but my grandma, when she was here, she's like, he's like security. I'm like, then I kept telling my grandma, yeah, he's security. He's security. He's security. And wait, I'm gonna ask what the cat's name.
His name is Moose.
Who's
Moose like the wrestler, right?
like I was about to say like the wrestler.
Yeah, like the wrestler. Moose.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have a favorite movie?
There you go.
Oh, favorite movie. Actually, it's when I recently saw it's the new Suicide Squad.
That was great.
So good. If you haven't seen it, yeah. Who is your favorite character?
Everyone's gonna get on me on this one, but I like the
Sure.
Weasel.
Yeah, I like the Weasel a lot too, but my favorite was King Shark personally.
Everybody's King Shark, but
Shark's
me,
the
I
best.
personally, I think the
Yeah.
Weasel. He's just so dopey, and he's just smiling at you like.
I feel bad. I still need to see that movie because all I've been seeing is commercials randomly on TV when it was like when it first came out. I'm like, all I keep seeing on Instagram is on the search thing, not like go to the search bar on Instagram. It has the random stuff that you're like they want you to look
Yeah.
at, and they kept showing
Yeah.
John Cena with that silver helmet on, with him with
Oh yeah,
Rusev,
he's
and I'm
so
like,
good.
I don't want to be spoiled, people. Come on, man. Like I'll see the movie. Like that makes me mad because like
It was so
sometimes. Oh wait, you got
Rooster
Got-
fries. I
Yeah.
thought I saw that ain't no cat, you dumb bird. That's a moose.
good.
Rooster fries. He's like the new Marauder.
yeah.
The chat,
He
right?
just comes in and he always says something funny, like a funny line or like. We were like wondering, is that a real restaurant? If it is, send me send me some of your chicken fries because I'm like instantly after the show. Whenever I see that in the comments, I go, Homer Simpson emoji pop up.
Yeah.
Chicken fries. I'm
And
always
the thing
hungry. Go. Geek, no dead air. Remember,
no dead air. So,
we had a teacher that taught us radio, me and Geek, and his words was wisdom was every time, no dead air. No
He
dead
did
air.
say that.
All the time. That's why whatever time if you catch an episode, later episodes, I would go, Geek, no dead air. No dead air.
No dead air.
No dead air. No dead air. I'm trying to think what else. Okay.
Music. Favorite music.
Oh, my favorite music, yeah.
My music taste is kind of everywhere. It honestly depends on my mood. I like a lot of like pop punk. I do like rock. I like rap. I like modern day pop. Not so much country anymore like I used to. I've kind of outgrown the whole country phase. I like a lot of like Billie Eilish, Olivia Rodrigo, 3 Days Grace, Nickelback. It's kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'm a big metal fan, as you could tell by the name. Korn, Limp Bizkit.
You gotta turn heel on him, Riley. No, duh.
Really?
No, duh.
No, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Metallica. The new band I'm starting to like is Spirit Box. You ever hear? Are you familiar with Spirit Box?
I have, yeah. Oh yeah.
Spirit Box. They're like this new age Evanescence.
Literally.
Yeah, they.
See, I never thought about that until now.
It's a female singer, and then they'll go from like singing soft to rah, like that.
No,
You'll hear that in
yeah.
the background, which is like crazy. Joe,
The guy with the Rooster Fries. You guys, you're in Ohio. You should come to a little closer. Come to Pennsylvania, and maybe even come to Milford and come see some of our places. You needed. There is no real fried chicken place besides my
it says
grocery store.
there's a Rooster's
That's really
barbecue
close
in
to
there,
where I live.
so you might have to
Ah,
go.
That's really close. I
So
might
you
have to go to
definitely
Roosters.
you should definitely go there and tell us how it is. Message us. It sounds delicious.
Yeah, I know. They're making me crave it now, and it's probably like right down the
Rooster's
road from me,
barbecue.
too.
That's what it's called
Yes.
in
I gotta
Hamilton.
tell my dad that. I told my parents that they came into the chat, and my dad's like, "Did they just come in out of nowhere?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like RKO. They just, it was like they RKO Rooster Fried RKO'd our show. Like
Out of
Rooster
nowhere.
out of nowhere, and it's like they RKO'd us, but they put the rooster wing in your mouth. We're like, so good. Like that's a perfect commercial for the podcast. Like,
Yeah,
Dudes at Ringside Podcast, sponsored by Rooster
yeah.
Fries,
They could literally sponsor you.
catching you off guard like the RKO. That's like my favorite thing to do. I love doing the recording voice, as you just heard, and our past episodes, I would always do honor the legacy of Howard Finkel. Do you remember Howard Finkel? Probably too young.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do, Howard. Okay, cool. Would you mind if I did your Howard, if it was like you were in the 90s or 80s coming out to the ring?
Yes, please do it. I want to hear it.
Okay. So where are you from again? I got to get the town right, the state. Tennessee?
Philadelphia.
Oh, you're from Philly. Pennsylvania. Awesome. Here we go. Coming down the aisle from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Riley Matthews.
Woo! And the
Spot
crowd
on.
cheers.
Spot on, Joe, every time. Right?
Every time the Fink would be proud, or he'd be like, "Stop doing my
Yes.
voice." He'd be like, "First off, stop doing my voice. $100, please."
I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
No, he'll be like
Yeah.
$80. He'll charge you probably like, you're up to 80 episodes. That'll be $80, sir.
$80.
I'd be like,
Or he'll double it and be like 160.
160. Like, Mom, yeah, I need a card. She'd be like, you're paying for this. You did it every episode. Yep. Actually, we're having a girl from Pittsburgh. Was it Tana's something Rose? Her last name's Rose on the podcast later, and I think
How do you
Tina-
not know these people's names?
Tina Rose. Have you heard of her? Tina Rose.
I'm not, but I'm going to watch the episode tonight so I can see who this girl is.
Oh, tonight is
Heel Marks.
the Heel Marks. They're from, I don't even know where they're from. Yeah, come by and come into the chat and ask them their memories, because we're definitely going to be talking about our memories of the fallen wrestler. So, you have any memories of Daphne?
I never really knew who she was until I heard about her unfortunate passing. But it was very sad, and from what I've heard, she was the biggest sweetheart in the world. And it hurt me because I don't think anybody should have to go through something like that alone. And as much as she felt alone, I just wish she knew that she wasn't alone. Like, she had so many fans, so many like family just trying to be there for her. Depression sucks. I used to go through it myself, but you just have to know you're not alone. I'll always be here for anybody because I know how it feels. And there's people you can reach out to. There's hotlines. Like, just never feel like you're trapped and that you can't get out, because you can. You just have to get to the right people.
Yeah, 100%. Like, when Geek told me how it happened, I was just like, oh, God. And it's
like,
kind of. I'm sorry.
I watched a little bit. You're good. I watched a little bit of the live stream. That when she went live, like right before it all happened, and it was just so sad. Hearing
Really?
how, like, yeah.
You hear about that?
I think it's Yeah, she went live
That's
like
scary.
right before.
She wrote like a note and
Yeah.
everything, and read off a note, and that was it.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of scary to see this. She was one of the people I messaged about. I sent our little letter, our fun letter that I'd send the wrestlers. And I said this to
Mhm.
Geek, I was like, what if she came on our podcast and then she passed away? It would have hit us even harder because there's some
Right.
guests that we've had on our podcast that we haven't heard from. One of our guests we haven't heard from in a while, and she's taking time off. And I'm just like, oh no.
Oh, it's great.
All I can think is my heart just sunk to my knees because the girl told us that, and I'm just like, and then this happens, and I'm just like, Geek is like, oh my god, Joe, we have to find a way to get in contact with her. I'm like, I know,
Yeah.
and it's
Scary.
and she like has a lot to do with our being known. I'm not going to say names and not drop anything, like, but she's really the reason why we're internationally known.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It hits me deep by hearing my voice.
Mhm.
She's the real reason why we're the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. If it wasn't for her, right, Geek,
Mhm.
we would be just known in all 50 states.
Yeah.
That nobody would know us overseas. They'd be like, "What's that?" I know what guys at Ringside are, but who are these dweebs? Like, yeah. If anybody out there, if you're having problems, if you're sad, if you're just as Riley said, call the number, like, or just talk to your friends. Don't do this by yourself. Like reach out to someone, tell your mom and dad, talk to your parents. Don't hide. We hate hearing about sadness like this in the wrestling community. It's like super sorry to bring the podcast down and make it sad world, but
It's fine.
and she's not the only one. There's that girl, that Asian girl that died. Like, was
Hana Kamara.
Hana
Oh,
Kamara.
yeah.
Yeah. So sad about that too.
Yeah, we had was
And
it
it's-
Rebel
it's-
Rebel Kai on our
Yeah.
podcast,
Kel,
and that was like
Rebel-
her best Rebel Kel. That was like her best friend,
Our mentor. There wasn't. I'm not sure if it was a best friend, but mentor. She
mentor.
knew-
Yeah,
Yeah. And she knew her and her mother and everything. So
yeah. Whew. Sorry. What else are we gonna ask today?
favorite TV shows.
There we go.
Because absolutely love Rick and Morty. I think that's one of my favorite shows.
Rick and Morty is great. I never really got into a lot of TV shows just because my attention span can't sit there for some
Mhm.
reason. I'm just kind of like he was on earlier, like squirrel. Like it's just kind of everywhere.
Like Joe.
Um,
Squirrel, right?
Squirrel.
Yeah, literally like squirrel.
Squirrel.
I'm trying to think of what I've heard a lot that was good. Like maybe like basic white girl shows like Grey's Anatomy. What else? Yeah, see,
Westworld shows.
I don't watch TV shows. So it's hard
Yeah, it's
for me to,
hard. Like Netflix is. That's why Netflix is king these days. Cause people are like, I don't have time to watch TV. I go to work. I have a job. And you're like, Netflix is like, what up, homie? I got you. Like, and then the
Yeah.
chips and the food come around the other corner going, you can hang out with us too. And they all, yeah. For me, as being a 90s/80s kid, I got to get back to watching it because podcast and just Sundays had nothing to do. Saved by the Bell became like my best friend. And this is before the guy Screech passed away. I went back. I was like, because they were showing it on my local channel. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch Saved by the Bell from the beginning. I didn't realize this Saved by the Bell wasn't originally called Saved by the Bell in the beginning. My mind went. It was called something Greetings Mrs. Bliss or from Miss Bliss or whatever. Totally just took our guest total half the face off, Geek. It looks like she's hiding. Looks like she's a cruiserweight without her mask on right now.
Guys.
That's hilarious.
It's Rooster Fries. Depression is horrible.
It looks like we're trying not to hide her identity. Actually, there's another
Like
question.
peeking.
There's a question. So if you ever went to like a AAA or like you went to CML in Mexico?
CMLL.
Yeah. Would you ever consider becoming like you said, lucha style? Would you ever consider putting on a mask, becoming a luchador?
I feel like if I were to make that commitment, I would have to also make the commitment to cut all this hair off. Because how the heck would I get this under a mask?
What's his
So much
name?
of it.
What's his name? Psychosis. He had all that hair.
Gosh, I need to know their secrets. How they
You're
get it
gonna have
up
to talk
and
to the
put it in a
juice.
mask.
You're gonna have to talk
I
to the
mean-
juice.
Yeah, I feel like
I mean, Christopher Daniels had a totally different character in Japan. He was known as Curry Man. Whenever Christopher Daniels went to Japan, he was always known as you know Curry Man, right?
Curry Man.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the one dancing about everything.
No, but that was his character in Japan, and he'd wear a mask and a bodysuit and everything, and that would be him. That would be his character in Japan, and he was a completely different alter ego right there.
Hey, Vinny. Welcome, my friend Vinny. Hey, Vinny. Welcome. Vinny, do you have any
Vinny.
questions for Riley? You can ask her any
Ask
questions you
away.
need. Ask away, Vinny. Ask away. He goes to he's part of the school I go to on Fridays.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Are
he
you going
hangs
there
out with his-
today?
Oh, not today. The school we had a little party on Zoom and stuff like that today. I was on my porch dancing away before the show, and I'm thinking if I dance too hard, this porch is going down.
And then the bear is going to look at you
Like, rub some
Are you
dirt
breaking
on
my
it.
house, bro?
Yeah, how dare you?
like.
You go such a sensitive look. How dare you? Get up, rub some dirt on it. Bears are tough. Yeah, so thanks for coming in, Vinny. Thanks for giving some views on Facebook. So also, we're also live on Twitter too. So we're live on
Oh,
Twitter right
sweet.
now.
Yeah.
So hi Twitch, hello Facebook, and hello Twitter. Even though Twitter's not my favorite thing to be on. Facebook is. Twitter, a lot of angry. So here we go. Out of all the promotions right now that are going on, like WWE, AEW, and Impact, which one do you watch the most out of all of them?
Probably WWE. Because it's kind of where I was inspired to start wrestling a long time ago. But I've recently been getting into a lot of AEW. I just watched it. What day? I watched it Wednesday, I think. That was like my first time actually sitting down and watching the whole show. Mainly because I'm going there Wednesday and I just want to kind of get caught up with what's going on.
Oh, you are? Wow.
But yeah, I'm very excited. It's
Are you
gonna
gonna be in it,
John
or?
Moxley's. No. I'm gonna be in the crowd. But
Okay.
it's John Moxley's homecoming. Dude, if I was in AEW right now, I'd probably crap my pants. Just saying.
Okay, say this. Here we go. Say this now. If you get made all elite, please send us the picture. We will
I
blow
will,
it up.
100%.
I think you'll probably like, guys, set up a room. I have some news to tell you.
Yeah, that's
Like-
when we're gonna pop the champagne bottles.
Oh,
Stone
we'll be
Cold up
popping the
in here.
bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get some pizzas.
But yeah, it's gonna be yes, good pizza, not like
Yes.
the Papa John's screw pop.
that goes me to the next question. Who are some of your inspirations?
My biggest inspiration for all of this is definitely 1000% AJ Lee.
AJ?
God, yeah, I love her so much. I'm always studying her in-ring style, her promos, her character work. Because she was always different and little, which is how I am. So I'm like, perfect. And that's like the girl that I was like, this is what I want to do. Another person I was really inspired by is Sasha Banks. I think her in-ring work is phenomenal. Her character work is great. And like, if I got to wrestle either of those two, which I highly doubt it, but if I ever get to, I'll literally pass out. I will retire after that match because that will be like everything I've ever wanted right there.
Well, it'd be funny. Like you retired and like, hey, Geek, we got her before she retired.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, but Joe, she didn't have a long career then. It'll be like, she faced her hero and then she retired.
That's all I
Because I'm
wanted.
always, yeah, a geek always has to come up with Joe. But Joe, she only had one match, and then she had 6 matches. That's it in her career. but she made her dreams
She
come true.
wrestled a hero.
She wrestled her hero.
Like what's his name? Like Rey Mysterio's kid.
Yeah.
Dominic. Like
Yes.
he never went to the Indies or nothing. But
Nothing.
He was physical, but he was trained though by some of the best people. So, but he never went to the Indies. So,
Yeah. That's my dream interview on Dudes at Ringside. I would love to get Dominic and Ray.
yeah.
Like before
God, yes.
for Ray, like I get really emotional with this. Rey Mysterio is like my favorite wrestler of all time since I was like Hogan was, but like when I was little. But I got older, I started watching like Rey Mysterio and stuff like that because he's little, and like watching him win the world heavyweight title. I think was at WrestleMania, right, Geek?
It was WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania.
Cried. I fanboyed out. I cried. I was shaking. My friend, he said, "You were shaking, Randy, shaking." I was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I jumped up. I was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I just started shaking. And I was crying.
To be honest, I'm going to say this. I give WWE a lot of crap. But the one thing they do know how to do is they know how to tell stories.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35 is probably one of the best stories you could tell.
Mm-hmm.
Going into that match, him winning the belt at WrestleMania 35.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't top that. I mean, everybody wanted Kofi to win so bad, and he won it at WrestleMania for the first time. So, Joe, if you want to elaborate on that.
You can I don't know if you follow me on my regular Instagram, Joe Panther the Third, Riley yet?
I don't think so.
Well, you should definitely follow me and go down to like when that WrestleMania happened. It's for a while. How many years has that WrestleMania has happened? Right?
3.
Had been 2 or 3.
You just kept the 1, 2. It's somewhere in there. I did my own reaction to the end of that match, and even Geek says, "Dude, you lost your shit when Kofi hit the finisher." I was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's just my face, just with the red because of the lights, the WrestleMania lights, because everything was red and gold that day. We were on we were that high in the upper deck, but we were like right before the top bowl, but we were there. Like we were there at that WrestleMania, Geek and I. It's makes me laugh because we could have been already like, we probably would have been like way past 100 episodes if we were doing our podcast by then. Oh, somebody just followed. Welcome to the Ringside Crew.
Yeah.
Welcome. Yay. What else would we talk about, Geekin?
Joe, squirrel.
There
you go.
Well, I'm outside, so technically I would see that. Good job, Geek. I would see a squirrel outside. What else?
But I still think Cesaro's winning the big one. If he stays in WWE, he's gonna win at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because
I just hope Rey Mysterio's son. I wish that he would like I said to Geek that Rey Mysterio's last match is going to be against his son, and it's horrible to think this. I think they're going to make Dominic turn heel on his dad.
Oh, I can see it 100%.
I have that weird
match and that was going to be his last match.
Someone just said hi.
Hello.
Somebody, I guess someone you know.
But
Roach. Joe's starting troubles. All right, let's see what else. So, what season do you prefer, summer or winter?
It's fall. I like fall.
Fall?
Because it's like right in the middle. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. There's pretty colors, so it's like perfect.
Geek, your turn. I've been talking too much.
I got nothing. You got anything, Joe?
Oh yeah, Eric. What's your favorite holiday?
Oh, I think Christmas, because that's like the basic answer that everybody gives, but like It's just such a good time. Like the vibes are immaculate. They got the best music, the best movies, the best decorations, the best food. Like what more can you ask for?
Mm.
It's
I like Halloween because you get free candy and you can dress up as whoever you want and nobody can be mean to you.
exactly.
Like I could walk around in my
Exactly.
Ghostbusters flight suit with my boots on and no one would be like, why is that adult wearing a khaki flight suit? Is he a UPS man? Is he a flight? Are you some kind of a cosmonaut? No, sir. Someone saw a cockroach on aisle on level 9. Ghostbuster reference. Yeah, I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan, like a nut. Like I have the tattoo of Slimer on my thigh. That's how much of a nut I am with
Oh my
Ghostbusters.
gosh.
What did your parents think of when you first started wrestling?
My dad used to watch it as a kid, and that's actually how I got into it because he turned it on for me and he was like, "Hey kid, watch this." It's like, "Okay, dad." So he thinks it's freaking amazing. He cried with me after my first match. Like my dad never cries. So I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then it made my trainer cry because he saw how proud my dad was of me. So it was just a whole emotional wreck. But like my dad's always there front row for all my matches. And like he's so stoked about it.
Mm. It's always good to have the parents being supportive of their career because we've had wrestlers on the podcast in the past. Their parents are they're like, "Oh, my parents don't approve of it. They're mad. They're not approve. They don't approve of it." I'm like, "That's your child. That's your baby. Like, shouldn't you approve of what they chose to do with their life?" But you also think about it. They probably are kind of worried because, as I said last night on the podcast, there was a clip I sent to Geek of this wrestler doing what move was that wrestler doing again, Geek?
It looked like a shooting star press.
Shooting star. He did a cross and then he did the shooting star. Instead of like flipping and flippy do and like landing, he landed like this, and his head hit the ring like goon.
Head first into the ground.
And do you think the opponent would have went, "Oh God, referee, check him out"? No, he did the dick move and went to pin him. I was like, who does that? I know you want to end the match, but the guy could be dead. He could have a concussion or broken neck. You back up and tell the referee to line in and see if they need to get a medic in there. Like, so like, here we go. What is your opinion on intergender wrestling?
Oh, I love it. I want to have an intergender match so bad. Actually,
Who would
my
you like
very
to have?
first training match, before I actually had a real match in front of a crowd was with a guy, and it was like one of the best matches I've ever had.
Well, you could always right now, as we had you call out the last person called out, you can call out any of the male wrestlers in your promotion that you want to do a match against them.
I would definitely have to say it's that Dakota Wolf guy. That's what I would go after.
You said hunting for wabbits, you're hunting for wolves. I'm going hunting for wolves.
Hunting for wolves. Dakota Wolf.
Yeah. Be fun if he comes in the chat. No, you won't be hunting for me. Oh, okay.
Do you play any games?
Do I play any games?
Yeah.
I actually not anymore. But I used to play a lot of Minecraft. It's one of the best games. I used to play not really any of the shooting games because I never really got into them. I played a lot of The Sims as well. Those were like the main two.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 was probably my favorite.
So
that and Last of Us.
I have a funny, interesting question for you. Has a fan ever given you anything of yours, like a toy, but it's of you that they made?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the day. I'm preparing myself for that because I know it happens to a lot of the women, especially. I don't know whether to be weirded out or excited about it, but I feel like I'll be more on the excited side, like, oh my gosh, that's me. But I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I had well, I forgot which female wrestler it was, but I forgot which wrestler it was that she got a toy of herself. It was like in a bag, like they had, like, you know, the Barbie bags they used to have, like the name on top. Yeah, well, I forgot which wrestler it was, but she actually got one of herself. They used a Barbie and they got the same color hair and everything. I'm like, all I could think is, that's cool. But I could see if I made toys, I would see what I know what wrestler I would use to like you. I would use AJ Lee because the
Yeah, 'cause it's perfect.
same color hair. That's your favorite wrestler. Use the same kind of outfit with the checkerboards on the bottom of the tights,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Actually, if he made you have you ever made yourself in any of the 2K games?
Oh, absolutely. But it looks nothing like what I look like now, which is the
Mm,
funny part. Because I was like, this is what I want my look to be when I start wrestling. And then I started wrestling, and it totally changed.
mm.
Has anyone ever recognized you in public before, or you get that weird where you have to?
No, not yet. But they do recognize me. Like if they see me at shows, like before the show, they're like, "Oh, that's Riley. Can I get an autograph? Can I get a picture?" Or like if they see me after a show, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you did amazing. Can I get an autograph?" But I haven't been recognized outside of wrestling yet.
That's
You've
coming.
had a few people do that. Like they're like, oh my god, that like one of the wrestlers, she works in a certain restaurant. I don't want to name drop and have her get mad at us. She was at her
Yeah.
job and they were like, oh my god, you're blah blah blah, and she's like, yeah, or like, I know you from somewhere. She's like, yeah, I do whatever. I do wrestling, and she was just like, they're like, oh my god, that's where I saw you, and it was like so funny. By the way, hey Alex Pinto, another friend from college, coming into the chat.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. I gotta remind people about the chat. Guest has to. Can you see the chat on your phone or no?
Yes, I can. It'll pop up.
Okay. I just wanted like so you can see it. It's a private chat, and then there's the chat, the comments on the screen. Okay. What else we got? Here we go.
Is there any spots you refuse to take? Like,
Ooh.
like there's
Not
like a vision
that I
like
know of.
like a promoter tells you, okay, you have to take a Canadian destroyer off this or that. It's like, would you do it, or would it be like, okay, guys, that's a little bit much?
I'd be very scared, but I would take it. I was actually always, for some reason, scared to take a German suplex. Don't know why. But I took my first one in my recent match, and I was like, oh, it wasn't even that bad. But I literally backflipped through it because I never knew how to take a German, and so I literally backflipped through a German suplex, but it still looked good. I'm like, oh, it wasn't even that bad. Why did I work myself up? And I was also always very scared to take a superplex off the top rope. But in the 5-woman scramble I had, we did a tower suplex. So I was on top, and then there was 4 girls below me, and they suplexed me off the top. And again, it wasn't as scary as I thought. It was actually pretty freaking cool.
Have you ever taken a dragon suplex or
No,
not yet?
not yet. I'm sure it's gonna come in the future, but I haven't taken one yet.
So, is there any match if like a promoter came up to you and said, "Hey, we want you to do a hardcore match"? Like, is there any match that you're like, "Nah, I don't want to do that kind of match."
I will definitely never do a death match. 100%. Never do a death match.
I think you're like the 3rd or 4th wrestler that said that on the podcast. I won't do a death match. I won't do a death match.
I love wrestling, but not that much.
I think there's one person that said, "Bring it on. I'll do anything." I'm like, okay.
It's very ballsy.
Yeah. Actually, wasn't that our wasn't that her opponent from her for a title match that said she'll do anything?
I forgot who it was, but somebody said, he's like, "Just bring it on. I'm up for anything." I'm like, right.
I could see you doing like a TLC match because you do a lot of cruiserweight moves, like lucha moves.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Put you in a book it now. What's your your opponent for the rematch, ladder match for the championship? Book it.
TLC match.
Well, see TLC match. Book it.
If there's promoters in the chat right now, please, and you're listening, book the match. Right.
Book it.
Book the match.
Book it.
Or they're listening later, right?
Or if
If
you
you
could
were-
fly us out to where the show is, me, Metal Geek, and Joe Panther Jr. as the guest commentary.
Oh my gosh, that would get crazy.
She'll be like, "You guys are so biased. You're on her side now." Geek's like, "But I'm a heel. But she was so nice to us. I made you a promo. I didn't even make you a promo."
I'll just super kick her. Shut up.
Shut up. I'll hold her partner's arms as you jump on top of the ladder
Yeah.
because you know that's gonna happen. Unless you tell, here we go,
100%.
Booker, ban her tag team partner from ringside so she can't assist.
Or I'll
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
give
or
her
put
a
her in a
drop
steel
kick
cage.
onto a table.
Oh, and have here you go. Have her drop kick her on the table, and then when she goes to hit you, you reverse and hit her at double elbows, and she falls off through the table.
Yes.
Double
And she'll
stacked
be out the rest of
table.
the match.
Double stacked
Ooh,
table
yes.
for the big spot. Oh, double stacked tables. I love that's my favorite spot. It's my favorite spot. Triple stacked tables, and then the person's on top of the ladder, and the other person they hit them. It's like slow motion. Oh no! Oh no! TikTok style. Here we go.
Did you get hit hard with the hurricane or?
Not really. We got a little bit of rain, but that's about it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's us too. Over in Long Island. Joe, did you get hit hard with the hurricane or?
It was raining a lot. Actually, a lot of people up here by my house in Pennsylvania, they got a lot of people lost. One person got like a tree through their house.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looked like a train went through their house. They're like literally like a hole in the middle of their house. I was like, a lot of water damage. Not by me, nothing at my house. We were good, except like my internet was acting all funky the next day. I was like, no connection. I'm on Instagram, but then I got home and it was like, couldn't. Yes, Pinto 3D. Yes, but that would need two people. She'd be on top of the ladder. The person would fall off. Like, here we go. Something you would see like on the Dudley Boys spot. The person's on top of the ladder and the other person trying to fumble for the belt and they hit the person and then through all the tables. So yeah, a lot of people are having, but New York City
Got hit hard.
got hit hard. The roads were all flooded, cars were sitting. It was I was like, whoa. Got anything else for her, Geek, for Riley?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, I got anything else. Riley, if you have any shows you want to promote, stage is yours.
Let's see. What do I have coming up? What's today? Okay. September the 11th, I have a match at War Wrestling. I don't have a poster for that yet. September 18th, I have a triple threat with NWF. And then September 25th, I'll be down in North Carolina for PGWA. So just follow me on my socials and keep up with that.
We want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast and taking time out of your day.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you so
me.
much. Thank you so much, and we want you to come back. By the way.
Well, definitely, yeah. We'll want you. So yeah, definitely. When you have the time later on, we sent you the script for the 100 episode promo. You get a chance to make that one for us, and we can make your own promo, and you can make history, make your own promo for the podcast. I'll send you the script for that one too.
Okay, perfect.
Cool.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Later.
See you later. That was fun.
That was a fun podcast, you know.
She was cool. I really enjoyed her. She was really friendly and she's cool. Not like everybody we get. You can't. Almost everybody we get on our podcast, they've been super like friendly and mellow and cool.
Everybody's been cool. Yeah.
But it's funny you put us on Twitter and not one Twitter comment comes through.
We need the love in Twitter right now, but we'd be
On
getting
Twitter.
more views. We'd be getting more views though. So
Yeah, but nobody
Yeah.
on Twitter like actually comments.
yeah. But I just want to say, yeah, we just spoke about it. The thing at Louisiana. If anybody has anything, please donate to the Red Cross. Batteries, food, water, anything, candles, matches, anything. Please donate to the Red Cross, to our friends and family in Louisiana, and our people in New York as well, because they got flooded. Joe?
Yep. I just want to say again, so sorry to hear about Daphne. Let's send all prayers out to her family. They're going through a lot right now with the death of their daughter. Like, so everybody, if you have, as I said during the podcast, if you have, you're having problems with your mental health, don't keep it to yourself. Like, tell somebody, reach out to a friend, go hang out, have a cup of coffee, and just sit and talk to your friend. Like, tell your parents, talk to your parents. Don't like keep it to yourself. Like, don't keep it to yourself and stay in your room. Just tell somebody, please. And we'll see you tonight for the heel marks. See you later, guys.